Good morning. Today we're gonna start new chapter, chapter 4, new lesson, lesson 1, which talking about multiplication patterns with decimals. All of you, please open your book, page 233. Multiplication patterns with decimal, lesson 4.1, page 233. Today now, we're gonna learn how can we multiply, or when we multiply a decimal number by 100, by 1000. What do you have to do? As an example, if you have 0.235 thousandths, when I multiply it by 10, okay, now focus with me. I multiply it by 10. When you multiply, you're gonna move the decimal point to the right. Okay, so I multiply, so I move the decimal point one digit now to the right. Okay, teacher, how many digits? You will see. How many zero you will have here? You have only 1 0. So that's mean you will move the decimal point to the right 1 digit. I multiplied, so I'm gonna move to the right. How much times? We have 1 0, so 1 digit. So the answer will be 2.35. Now, what we can do, if we have the same number, but now we multiplied by 100. How many zero for 100? We have 2 zeros. So first of all, you will look. I multiplied by 100. So I have to go to the right 2 digits. Why 2 digits? Because I have only 2 zeros. So now I will move the decimal point 1, 2. So the answer will be 23.5. Teacher, what happened if you multiply it now by 1000? What do you have to do?
We have to see how many zeros.
Yeah, and if there are 3, so how many digits you should move the decimal point to the right?
3 times.
3, bravo. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3. So the decimal point will be here. So the answer will be 235. So our first rule, when you multiply by 10, by 100, by 1000, by a powers of 10, you're gonna point or change the point of the decimal point. You're gonna move it to the right. What can we do now? If we multiply it by 0.1 or 0.01 or 0.001, what can we do? 0.1, it's the same as 1 over 10. 0.01, it's the same as 1 over 100. And here, it's the same as 1 over 1000. So now, when you multiply the number,
I was opening and now.
Okay. So now, when you multiply the number by tens, by hundreds, by thousands, what do you have to do? And first of all of us say that if we multiplied by a power of 10, you're gonna move the decimal point to the right. But now, when you multiply it by tens, thousands, hundreds, okay, what do you have to do? You're gonna move the decimal point.
You said my name, Mom Jumana.
No, miss, no, I didn't say any name. We're gonna move the decimal point to the left. So if you multiply by 0.1, 0.01, I mean by tens, by thousands, by hundreds, you're gonna move the decimal point to the left. As an example here, if there's here a decimal point. Now, the first case, multiply by 0.1, it's the same as multiply by 1/10 or divide by 10. That's for you in grade 5. Just you have to know that when you multiply by 0.1, you have to move the decimal point 1 digit to the left. So that's mean here, how many digits? Now see, how many digits after the decimal point? Only 1 digit, is it right? 1. Yes. So I'm gonna move the decimal point 1 digit to the left, not to the right. Be careful. Here, how many digits after the decimal point? 1 and 2, is it right? We have 2. Yes. So how many digits we have to move the decimal point?
To the left, to the right.
Now, if I multiply by tens or by hundreds, to the left. So I will move it now, 1, 2. Now, when you multiply by thousands, okay? Here, how many digits after the decimal point?
3.
We have a 3, bravo. So I will move the decimal point 1, 2, 3. So it's gonna be here. So don't forget, when you multiply by the powers of 10, you will move the decimal point to the right. And when you multiply by the decimal, by tens, hundreds, or thousands, you move the decimal point to the left. Let's have now more examples. Let's start our lesson. Now, here.
Teachers understand.
Okay, now I will explain it more. You will understand. Now here, Candy is combining equal side rectangles from different fabric patterns to make a postage stamp quilt. Each rectangle has an area of 0.75 of square inches. If she uses 1,000 rectangles to make the quilt, what will be the area of the quilt? So here she has each square is 0.75 square inches, and we have 1,000 rectangles. So now, what do we have? 0.75 times 1,000. Now, all of you now look at me here. What do I have? I have multiply by what? By power of tens or by an tenth, hundredth, and thousandth?
Thousands.
Yeah, I mean by power of 10. Thousands.
Yeah.
Now, how many zeros do we have?
We have 3 zeros.
We have 3 zeros. So what do you have to do?
We have to take the decimal point and put it after 3 digits.
After 3 digits. Thank you. So now.
But it's not 3 digits, so we'll add.
So here, 1, 2, 3. Here we have an empty digit, so we will add a 0. So the answer will be 750. 50. Now, in your book here, they will learn you to find the product, use a pattern. Okay, like they said, from 1 to 1,000, it's mean first I will start with 1, then I will start with 10, then I will start with 100 up to 1,000. Let's see now if I multiply the number 0.75 by 1, the number will stay the same. If I multiply it now by 10, how many zero we have? How many zero you have for number 10?
1.
1, bravo. So since we have a 1 0, so I will move the decimal point 1 digit. So it's gonna be 7.5. Now, when you multiply by 100, you're gonna move the decimal point. How many digits?
2 times.
2 digits. 1, 2. So the decimal point will be stopped here. So it's gonna be 75. When you multiply by 1,000, how many zeros we have?
We have 3.
3. So 1, 2, and there's another one here. I will add a 0. So it's gonna be 750. So what is the area here?
750.
Bravo. 750 square inches. Do you have any question?
No, teacher. It's so easy. It's just so easy. Yes, I didn't understand it. Like, I understand a little bit of it.
Okay, solving more examples, you will understand more and more. Okay, now as you multiply by increasing the powers of 10, how does the position of the decimal point change the product? When you change the decimal point and change its position to the right, does the number increase or decrease? Look at it. It starts with 0.75, then 7.5, then 75, then 750. So what the number will be, increase or decrease?
Increase.
Increase. So the number or the product will be decreased. Increase, sorry. Now, what happens if you multiply by Anna?
I'm not done.
Okay. Now, the next one, we will see what happened when we multiply the number with the decimals 0.1, 0.01, and 0.00. Now, look at this example here. George, maybe I think George not like this, is making a scale model of the Willis Tower in Chicago for a theater set. The height of the tower is 1,353 feet. If the model is 1/100 of the actual size of the building, how tall is the model? So what do you have to do here? You have to say 1/100 as a decimal. It is 0, sorry. Then I have 100. So I have 2 digits. I will start from the right. So it's gonna be 0.01. So now the model is 1/100 or 0.01 from its actual size. And the actual size is 1,353 53. I'm gonna now multiply by 0.01. Don't forget, if you have a whole number, so the decimal point is hidden here. Now, I multiplied by a decimals by 0.01. So how many digits after the decimal point? How many digits?
2 digits.
2 digits. So how many digits should I move the decimal point?
2 digits.
It's gonna be 2. Bravo, because I have 2 digits after the decimal point. So 1, 2. So now the answer will be 13.53.
I understand the question. I thought that they want to make the point or the decimal point go to the end. Now I understand.
Yeah, if you multiply by decimal, you change it to the left. You move it to the left. By a powers of 10, 10, 100, 1000, you will move to the right. So now here, 0.1 times 1353, I will see now how many decimal point or how many digits after the decimal point. We have only 1. Is it right? So now I have a decimal point that is hidden here, and I'm gonna move it now only 1 digit. So the number will be 135.3. Now here, the decimal point is here. And now I multiplied by 1000, a 0.0100. So how many digits we have? 2 digits. So 1, 2. So the number will be 13.53. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, now.
Like it's Saturday.
3 friends are selling items and at an arts and crafts fair. Josie makes $45.5 selling jewelry. Mark makes 100 times as much as Josie makes by selling the custom furniture. So I will stop here now. Then I will continue. Now, Josie makes 45.75. But Mark, he makes 100 times what did Josie make. So how will I find the answer? Here, 1 times 45.75. It will be the same.
Yeah.
Okay. The number, but now times 10. Where should I move the decimal point?
1 digit.
1 digit. To the left or to the right?
To the right.
To the right. Bravo. So the number will be
45.
457.5. So 457.5. Now then, 100 times 45.75. How many zeros we have here?
2, so we'll move 2 digits.
So we will move it now to 2 digits. So it will be 4,000.
575 and
so Marx, how many dollars he make? He make $4,575. Now let's continue. Carlos makes 1/10 of the money Mark makes by selling. So now Carlos, let's now translate like one. Carlos makes 1/10 of Mark makes. How many one? Or how many dollars Mark makes?
0.1.
No. What times what? He told me that Carlos makes 1/10 of the money Mark makes. So how many dollars was Mark's making? Sorry. 4,575. The number that we found it before. So now, when I multiply it by 0.1, where should I move the decimal point?
You should move the decimal point 1 digit.
1 digit to the left or to the right?
To the left. To the left?
To the left, thank you. So where's the decimal point here? It is after 5. So we move it to the left. So it's going to be 457.5. Is it clear?
Oh, yes, teacher, so clear.
Okay. Now, here, 10 to the power of 0 times 4 to the power of 78. Now let's start with Hunada. 10 to the power of 0 times 4.78. 10 to the power of 0 equals what?
10 to the power of 0. It will be the same? Or
what's the mean? I mean 10 to the power of 0 equals
1.
Bravo. See, any number. See, girls, any number raised to the power of 0 is equal 1. So 10 to the power of 0 is 1. So this one, it means 1. Now, yalla huna, continue. 1 times 4.78.
Should be the same. 4.78.
Should be the same. Bravo. Second one. 10 to the power of 1 times 4.78.
It will be 4.78 the same one, because it's 1.
That 10 to the power of 1, it means 10.
Yes.
So
4.7.
I want another, girls.
0.8. Teacher, not me now answered. It's Sarah.
I want Hunada.
No, teacher, it's not me.
Yes, Hunada, continue.
Okay, teacher, and 10 to the power of 2 multiply 4.78. Okay, and there will be
first 10 to the power of 1. Where you should put the decimal point after how many digits?
1 digit.
1 digit. So it will be 37
and
8.8. Bravo. Now 10 to the power of 2. It means what?
It means 2 zeros or 2 100. Okay. Or so we will remove 2. Make 2 digits. The 2 digits, it will be 478 and the decimal.
So it's gonna be 478. Bravo. Then 10 to the power of Aywa, continue.
The 8 to the power of 3, it means 1000. It multiply 4.78. Okay. We remove 3 digits, but there is no 3 digits, so we will add 0 on it.
Bravo.
And it will be 4,780.
So now here, what can we conclude? As you see, if the power is 0, it means don't make anything. If the power is 1, move it only 1 digit. If the power is 2, move it 2 digits. And if the power is 3, move it how many digits?
move 3 digits.
3 digits. Thank you. That's it. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Now,
teacher, can I answer? I'm sorry.
Yes, Sarah. 38 times 1.
Because 38.
It will be 38. Now, 38 times 0.1.
38.8. 38.
Hello, where's the decimal point here?
In between the two.
It's here. First of all, it was here. Now, when you move it 1 digit, you will go to the right or to the left?
30. It will go to the left.
Bravo.
So 3.8.
So it's gonna be 3.8. Now for the second one.
0.38.
So here we have a decimal point here. We move it 2 digits. So it will be 0.38. Thank you. Do you have any question? Any question?
No.
Okay. Now, here, 10 to the power of 0. What does it mean? As I told you before, it means now I didn't move the decimal point. If I have number 1, how many decimal point, how many digits? I will move it only 1 digit.
Yes.
If I have now 2 digits, I have to move it. Oh, sorry, to the power of 2. So I have to move it now 2 digits. If I have it now as a power of 3,
it will be number 3 digits.
Are you Muna? Muna?
Yes.
Yes, Muna. Here, you're gonna move it how many decimal points? Or how many digits, sorry?
3 digits.
3. 1, 2, and 3. So what's the number will be?
1, 7, 1.
Say the numbers. 1, 7, 0.
1, 7, 4, 0.
Bravo.
1.
So read the number now.
17,004.
17,004. Now, yes, Yamuna, the decimal point moves 1 place to the right or to the left?
To the right.
To the right, thank you.
Welcome.
For each increasing power of 10. Okay. Now, here, let's going to.
Teacher, can I answer?
No, Hala Bashar. Hala. Mariam Khaled.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Mariam. Yes, Mariam. 1 times 3.19. Mariam?
Yes, teacher.
1 times 3.19.
So we 3.191.
So, yeah, it's going to be the same. But the second one now. 10 to the power 3.19. Where you should move the decimal point?
The decimal point, it will be after 1.
To the right, bravo, after 1. So it's gonna be 31.1. Thank you, Mariam. Dina?
Teacher, can I go to the Yes, teacher.
Yes, you can. Yes.
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Who's talking?
Yes.
Okay, Lana, you can. Yalla, continue now, Dina. Dina, 100 times 3.19. How many decimal you should move, or how many digits you should move the decimal point?
Two.
Bravo. So which will be what?
So teacher, it will be 1.9.
No, 300.
I mean
319.
9.0 if you want.
Okay. Now, Isra. Isra. Haneen. Haneen.
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
Yes,
Haneen.
teacher.
1000 times 3.19. Where you should move the decimal point?
What?
Where you should move the decimal point? How many zeros you have, Haneen?
3.
3. So you should move it how many digits?
3 digits.
3 digits. So what's the number will be?
It will be
319.
319.
And what?
And 0.
0. Thank you. Now, Huriya. Huriya. Jilan.
Yes, teacher.
Yes. 45.6 times 10 to the power of 0.
It's going to be the same thing. 45.6.
The second one. 45.6 times 10 to the power of 1.
456.
Bravo, 456 because we move it only 1 digit. 45.6 times 10 to the power of 2.
It's going to be 4,560.
Bravo, 4,560. And next, 45.6 times 10 to the power of 3.
45,600.
Bravo. Now, thank you, Gila. Jumana? Jumana?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Jumana. 1 times 6,391.
I think it is.
You multiplied by 1, so the number will be the same.
Yes.
Right. Now, 0.1 times 6,391. Where do you have to move the decimal point? To the left or to the right?
Left.
To the left. How many digits?
6.
1. I have number 1, or only only one number after the decimal point, so I have to move it 1 digit to the left. So it's gonna be 0.6391. The second one, 0.01 times 6,391. Where do you have to move the decimal point? To the left. How many digits?
1.
No, look here. How many digits after the decimal point? 2. So 1, 9, 3, 6, 0, and the decimal point will be here.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, here, I want you now to tell me what's the number or what's the value of n. Number 5, n times 3.25 is 325. So how many, and now look at me here. How you solve it? First, you will ask yourself, look at the original one and look at the new one. Where are the decimal points? Is it going to the right or to the left? Here it was before. It was after. And here it was, I'm talking about the after. Now, after, where is the decimal point? It go to where?
No.
To the right. Is it right? Is it right, girls? I'm going to the right. So, because the number... No, miss. Oh, yeah, I called you before. Now to the right. So that's mean I'm talking about, I'm changing the decimal point. I'm moving it to the right. So what does it mean? I multiplied by a power of 10 or by tenths, hundredths, or the zeros?
By 100.
So you multiply it. So it means you multiply it by a power of 10. And then now, how many digits the decimal point is moving here? How many digits? It was?
Two digits.
1, 2. Bravo. Since it was, or since it moves 2 digits, so what does it mean? I told you now, it's gonna be power of 10. So it could be 10, 100, 1000, and so on. And now Mona told us that we move the decimal point 2 digits to be as 325. So when I move the decimal point 2 digits, so how many zeros should I add?
2.
It means we have 2. So 100 multiplied by 3.25, it means I have to go 2 digits to the right. Number 6, is it clear?
Yes.
No. Number 6. Now I want Lana. Lana? Yes, Lana. Point 1, okay, times n. When you multiply any number, Lana, with point 1, where you have to put the decimal point? Or where you have to move it, to the left or to the right?
Where I put
here, number 6. Okay, when you multiply any number by point 1, where you should put the decimal, or where you should move the decimal point, to the right or to the left?
To the left.
To the left. Bravo. How many digits?
1.
Bravo. So Lana told us that you have to go to the left with 1 digit. So now, let's go back now. So Lana, can you tell me what's the number was? When I multiply this number by 0.1, I get 89.5. So what was the number? You told me that you moved the decimal point to the left. So what was the number before you get this answer?
Can we multiply 8 by 108?
How the number was? No, Lana. How the number was? Does it was not 895? Before multiplying, is the number was 895? Yeah. Let's try now. Multiply 0.1 by 895. Where you should put the... So where you should put the decimal point?
After the 9.
After? No, I said 1 digit. So it's gonna be here.
Yeah.
So now what does it mean? I move the decimal point 1 digit to the left. So where it was 1 digit off to the right after 1 digit. So it's gonna be 895. Is it clear?
Yes.
Number 7 now, Hunada.
Yes, teacher.
10 to the power 3 times n. The answer is 630. When you multiply by 10 to the power of 3, what does it mean?
Means 1,000.
Yeah, you mean you have to go to the right or to the left?
To the left?
To the right. Bravo. Now, how many digits?
3 digits.
3 digits. Okay. So now, what was the number?
Number was.
Then a decimal point is here. See now, what do you have to do, Hunada? You say it to the right. So after you move it to the right. Now, what's the opposite of right?
Left.
Left. So now, what do you have to do? Oh, the opposite of to the right is going to the left. So you will move this decimal point 3 digits to the left. So what was the number will be?
It will be 0.630.
30. So now when you multiply it by 1,000, you move it 3 digits, and my answer is correct.
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Do you have any question?
No. Can I answer? I'm sorry.
And now see, girls.